What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Industrialized. Not much has happened since last episode, but I did learn how to use ComputerCraft. So in this episode, well, I won't say learned how to use ComputerCraft. I'll say that I learned how to hack a program enough to make it work. I do have some limited programming knowledge. I'm not really a programmer, but I have scripted things in other different languages. So, yeah, I kind of figured out how to hack a program together from scratch for ComputerCraft, and I've already made it in a test world. But yeah, let's go upstairs and make some of the components. I already have them inside of my auto crafter, so it should only take a second. We're gonna need a computer. And we're gonna need a reactor computer port. And oh wait, I'm missing something. I don't have a thing for a repeater. Really? Could have swore I had a recipe for a repeater. Okay. Those are pretty much the only things we need to do this. So let's cruise back down here. And we're gonna rip I have the reactor turned off. I haven't even used it since last episode. So freaking zombies. Alright. I need my sonic glasses to figure out where that frigger is. Alright. Put this stuff here. And let's see. We gotta break these out. Oh, I just realized I'm gonna need some reactor glass to fill that hole. I think I have some left over. Oh, I got 3. Nice. So we gotta chuck this in here. Actually, let's put it here. There's no interface for this, so this zombie is gonna annoy me. Just slap the computer on there. And that's pretty much it. So basically, we can edit any program we want, but there's a specific one called Startup that runs whenever the computer starts. So I think this is a comment, so we just put test there. Hit control, save, control again, and exit. So basically what that did is, if I look on my hard drive, I should have a file there that I can edit. To the magic of TV. I go back in here and edit startup. Oh yes. So our program is installed. Now, I'm gonna explain how it works, and then I'm gonna go through the code and explain how it works again. Oh. So the whole premise, wow, I'm getting low on fuel rods already. Oh, I only put half a stack in, didn't I? So I need to connect this up to my ME network, which I'm probably not going to do this episode unless I have a whole lot of time, because I don't think I have enough ME conduits to go all the way down here. So the premise of this program is all based on the energy buffer. I see most programs kind of just work by like a little bit of percentage. Like once it hits up here, it turns off. Once it gets down here, it turns on. But what I decided to do was control the fuel rods based on the energy buffer. So it's a given that if we're at 0% in the energy buffer, that the fuel rods should be at 0% as well to generate maximum power. And if our energy buffer is 100% full, then our control rod should also be 100% inserted, which means they're not generating any power. So basically what I have done is made a script or program or whatever to check the state of this energy buffer, and depending on the percentage of the energy buffer, it sets the control rods to the same percentage. So you see right now the energy buffer is 80% full. That means the control rods be at 80%. So what happens is when this is empty, the reactor's wide open, and as this energy buffer fills up, the control rods slowly insert, and it starts filling up slower and slower and slower until it's at 0 at the top. I find, like in my opinion, that's pretty much the most efficient you could get, I would think. And I mean, the only reason this would be filling up the energy buffer is if all your storage is full. So otherwise it should be 100% at all times. So now if you look at the computer program, kind of hard to see on here. Not a very big program, that's pretty much it. Why is there a test there? Oh, that's because I put it, whatever. I should probably delete that. Save it. That's just the way I pasted it into the program on my computer. I just used Notepad++ and I opened. If you go into your world save, like your Minecraft profiles, your saves folder, and then your world folder, there's a subfolder there for computer, and then there's a subfolder there for each computer in your world starting at 0. And then there's a bunch of files in there called whatever you named your script. So I edited the one called startup and opened it in Notepad++. And yeah, it's way easier to edit outside of Minecraft. So, most important thing is you have to wrap the peripheral. The reactor is a peripheral, and it's on the back of the computer. So basically, by doing this peripheral.wrap, you're basically telling it that the physical reactor behind the computer is going to be stored in the program called Reactor. This is a variable. I'm not going to go too much into this. I mean, I'm just kind of going to explain how it basically works. So I'm not going to explain every little detail. So I want to get the current energy of the reactor. And I stored the total energy as like it's 10 million RF. So I hard coded that in because it doesn't change. Then we calculate the percentage, which is just current energy divided by total energy. And then you multiply it by 100. I mean, that's like elementary school math there. So it shouldn't be too hard to figure out. This one is where we write the current energy. So if I run this, let me just run the program. If it escape, I want to hit Control, Exit, and then just type Startup. And it should run the program. So it writes out the current energy as this, and then the percentage. That's all it does. Now, normally, if you just write these out in the program, normally they kind of go this line, then it adds another line, and it just keeps going down the page, current energy, current energy, current energy. So if I hold Control T to terminate the program, I hit the up arrow to go back to my previous commands, edit startup. So what I do is every time the loop runs, so this while true do is like an infinite loop, it'll run forever. So I clear the terminal, which is clear all the text on the terminal. The screen is basically the terminal. I set the cursor position, which is basically the little blinky thing up here. Like that's 1, 1. This be, I think it goes, so 1 would be line 1. So that's line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Line 1, and then column 1. So column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. So you set the cursor back up to here, and then you write this. And then every time it goes through the loop, it clears the terminal, sets the cursor back to the corner, and writes it again. So then we just use the write command to write out the current energy. So you put the text in quotations, and then the 2 dots are called concatenation. So you're basically combining this variable, the current energy variable, up here. You're combining that with this line of text that you typed in, and then you concatenate again, and I've just put a blank space in quotations for formatting, and then concatenate it again. It's hard to tell what this is. Oh, that's because it goes off the right side of the screen. I thought it wrapped down. Percentage. I can hit N to go to the end. So concatenates the variable percentage, which is the actual percentage that we calculated here, and then it puts a percentage on the quote of it, on the end of it. It's hard to explain. It's kind of like things that you kind of have to play with it to figure out how it works. But concatenation is just combining strings. Strings are just text. It's a programming way of saying text. Sentences, words, whatever, even numbers can be strings. It's just text. So then this is where we set the reactor control rod levels. So you can set one control rod by specifying it with a different command here. But I want to do all of them at the same time, so I do reactor dot set all control rod levels, and then in parentheses you put the percentage that we calculated here. Now this little bit here is just basically, a lot of people just put like a sleep at the end of it, like sleep 5 seconds. I figured it'd be more efficient if we hit a different length of sleep depending on how much energy is in the reactor. So basically all we're saying here is if the percentage of the energy in the reactor is less than 80%, then make sure the reactor is turned on and sleep for 10 seconds. So that means this loop will run every 10 seconds. Okay, so if, for example, it's more than 80, it will move on to this because this statement failed. It's not less than 80, so it moves on to the next one. So the next thing I'm saying is if it wasn't less than 80, maybe it's greater than 98, in which case we want to turn the reactor off and sleep for 30 seconds because the reactor doesn't have to do much if it's off. I could sleep for longer, but I kind of want to be able to kick the reactor in as quickly as possible without making too much lag. So now if it's not less than 80 and not more than 98, it's obviously somewhere between 80 and 98. So we make sure the reactor is turned on and we sleep for 1 second. So this allows it to, the closer the energy buffer gets to being full, it starts running the loop faster, which is more efficient because if the reactor was still running at like 10% capacity, when it hit 100%, that's a lot of wasted fuel. So this helps us to be more accurate the closer it gets to being full energy, or the energy buffer gets to being full. And that's pretty much it. That's all the program does. Looks like a lot, but it's really not. So we just save that. Control exit. I don't know what print does. And like I said, we save it as startup. That way, if we leave and come back, because every time a chunk reloads, the computer's reset. So if for example, in my test world, I named the program Reactor. So if I left the area and the chunk unloaded and I came back, nothing would happen. I'd have to actually open this computer and type in Reactor to restart the program. So by naming or by editing the startup program, it automatically starts when your computer is restarted. So now, I have no way to really test this. I can't really demonstrate this to you. I'd have to basically do it in a test world. But I can assure you it works. I tested it a lot. Once this got down to 80%, the reactor would turn back on within 30 seconds. And yeah. I'll put a link in the description to this little program. I'll probably put it on Pastebin, and you can use it in your own reactors if you want. It's nothing fancy, but not too shabby for my first ComputerCraft program. So that's pretty much our base power on lockdown. I just have to run some ME conduits down and tidy up the cabling a little bit. And that's pretty much it. So to finish out this episode, I had this idea for my ore processing, in which now that I have all this power, I'm going to turn this back on. I don't even really pay attention to what I do with these. I just kind of turn them on and off until they work. So, like, I have an idea of what they do, but I just click them until stuff starts happening. So we want to go back to my guide here and see what I was doing. We need to make ME storage monitors. I don't know if I have enough stuff for these. Let's make 10 of them. Wow, really? I got through one. I got through one of them. ME level emitter? Redstone torch? Really? Really? Redstone torch. In code. Slap that in here. I'm pretty sure I don't have a recipe for these ME level emitters. Maybe I do. Maybe it's a prerequisite for one of the other things I was making. Like the import and export buses, maybe? I don't know. Unless I just, for some reason, have a big stockpile of them. Alright. ME storage monitor. Gonna need some ME cable. Actually, some conduit. I have 12 of these. That might be enough. No, I shouldn't need any power or anything. That stuff in here. I don't know if I told you guys that I expanded my storage. Because after my intradimensional quarry episode, I filled everything up, so I had to put some more storage in. I hear zombies smashing on my door. Oh, do you want to go, son? Rip. This is why I don't like when it gets dark. Because you get all these bastards out there freaking beating on your door. Alright. So, basically what I want to do... These are loud. I really should have left these off. Going pretty quick, though. Alright. Where do I want to put these? Put them like... I think I'll put them up here. This. Go like that. I don't know how many I need, but... Alright. So now what we want to do... Let's see, we're doing... Ooh, that's right. Forgot about that. Raw ore dictionary. And I have no iron ore left. Well then. I think you just right click on them, don't you? Yeah. So iron. Copper. What am I doing? Nope, I want to type up here. I may have to put in another ore dictionary somewhere. Not an ore dictionary, one of these. One of these unifiers to process all my ore. Yeah, maybe I'll do that off camera. Tin, forestry, IndustrialCraft. Then tin, IndustrialCraft. That here, that there. What else are we processing? Gold. I don't have any gold ore left, so. I'll probably just like NEI some stuff in to make just to fill up these things. And then what was the other one? Osmium. What? Get out of here. Osmium. Oh man, I got none of those left either. Crikey. That's cool though. So now, for example, if I wanted to do tin, let's do this. Use some tin. Tin. Nope. Keep doing that. Tin. So if I go like this, I put tin in there like that. That number should update. I don't know how often it updates though. It says 833. Oh, it's doing forestry tin. Well, what kind of tin is that? Oh, that's right. That's crap. I need. Stop it. I need IndustrialCraft tin. Look at this. Now it's updating. So I turn this on and you plug your ears. This should start going up and this should start going, continue to go down. Yup. So that works good. So basically what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have another one of these somewhere. And basically I'll set it up like this. How can I do that? Because this, in theory, is going to start fighting. It will fight with the other stuff. I could. Well, it's hard to say how that's gonna play out. I could just put a chain on this to go through a unifier. Because this is the input from my quarry. Yeah, I'll have to think about that. Not something I have to worry about on camera, but this is the gist of it. As I need to do more things, I'll just add more panels down here. How much power do these things need anyway? I don't think they need too much. It's not really going to tell me. Anywho, it doesn't really matter because we have tons of freaking power now. So much power, it's not even funny. Let me go back and turn this back on and go down to our reactor and see if it's draining anything. Which I don't think it will be. We should all spool up. Yeah, no change at all. It's not even pulling any power out of there. What? Not even mad, that's amazing. That was such a power suck before. It could be pulling out of my solars. That might work. I could use my solars kind of as my primary energy and this is a backup. I was thinking of making this my primary energy and then my solars as a backup. But considering this uses resources, it might be better to primarily power everything with solar. Interesting. Well, alrighty guys, that's it for this episode. Hope you got learned on a little bit with ComputerCraft and hopefully you didn't fall asleep. I know a lot of people don't like dealing with ComputerCraft, but it's a really cool mod that greatly helps you increase the efficiency of your operations. I don't know how much more I'm going to do with it because I'm kind of getting towards the end of the season. I only have a few more episodes left, I think, after this one. I'm planning to start my next season in January, so end of December will be the end for this season of Industrialized. And I wouldn't expect to go directly from this season at the end of December and like the first week in January to start a new season, because I'm going to have time to create a new mod pack or whatever I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to create a new mod pack or if I'm going to use like a Feed the Beast mod pack or something. I kind of want to use Feed the Beast because it's easier for me to maintain. But at the same time, if I use a Feed the Beast mod pack like Infinity, it's not really industrialized anymore. It would be like an Infinity series. So I'll probably end up making my own mod pack on Curse or something. That way you guys can easily download it. Just don't expect like miracles as far as compatibility and stuff. So if I do go that route and you do download it, then make sure you back up your world a lot, because I'll probably break a lot of stuff in the mod pack because I'm not really good at making a mod pack for a community. So anyway, guys, that's it for this episode. So we'll see you next time.